My name is Tyler Byrum. This is the coach, Will Smolinski. For Toronto, a lot of things have to go their way for them to make the playoffs. They have to win tonight. They have to hope that the winless Montreal Royale upset the Boston Glory, and then they also have to win tomorrow against the Philadelphia Phoenix. A lot of things have to happen.
Yeah, so I'm sure Mystic fans at home are quite familiar with the skills, talent, and chemistry that both Natasha Cloud and Brittany Sykes have displayed on the court this year as they are trying to navigate being 2 point guards on the court at the same time. Now, we've talked all season long about the pressure that your defense needs to be able to provide. What's your grade of it in the first half?
Tom, yesterday Mooncatchers made headlines when they upset Furious George in their second game of the tournament. They came into this tournament with high aspirations, and this should be a good one here this afternoon.
But tonight, between these two teams, two very similar programs right now at this stage of the season. They like to do a lot of high-low action. For Rhode Island, the visiting team, they run through their four-year senior in Nicole Jorgensen.
Oh, here he comes. Knocked away. Does he tow it? He is in. A Callahan from Roth Yonkers. Macked to himself and then straddling the line to stay in. Rudd Field in Amherst. A chance for Mason, and Jessica Adigo scores for the Patriots. He's one you want to have rip it through three defenders like butter. Macked it to the end zone and a catch.
Zambrata. That time she was able to gather her shot. Offensive rebound and the putback. The fourth quarter belongs to Makwa.
Again, finally looking like things are coming through. Norris splits two defenders. It's through. The Colonials score first.
Second half about to get underway. Tyler Byrum and Grace Grill here with you. Again, this is an important match in the Atlantic 10. Both teams are sitting at 6 and 8, tied for 9th place. As a reminder, teams 3 through 8 in the conference get a home tournament game in the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament next weekend. Winner doesn't guarantee that they're in for a home game, but if you're the loser of tonight's contest, you're likely not going to be hosting next week.
We talked about this prior to the game too, is that do you want to control your destiny? Because if you win, then you have more control, whether if you lose, you're waiting on those other teams to hopefully lose.
Colonials start with the first possession, and there's the baseline jumper from the freshman Essence Brown, starting in her third straight game. First bucket of the contest for number 32. That one's off the side of the backboard. Looking for a foul was Aaron Jones.
Now we got to talk about it. I mean, we're in the third quarter, and this is, you know, from what I've seen of GW, this is their quarter. They have a very good record with third quarter play.
There's Hyduke straightaway three is good. Tori Hyduke 3 for 3, all from long range this evening. And every time George Washington has hit a big shot, the Rams have been able to answer on the other side. Here they go from a corner three, and it is good. Harvey Carr able to get her second three of the contest. (44-41). Mon this time is the one feeding into the post, but a little bit too far for Taiwo, picked up by the Rams. Harvey Carr again from the corner, and it's short. There is Taiwo.
What a move. That was so strong.
So much body control, able to finish, falling away, get it to go, a great roll off the glass. Maiwa Taiwo has been a little bit of everything for the Colonials all season long. There, a pull up. And there's Taiwo with a strong rebound, and then helps up Jorgensen as they transition. Mond gets it back. You can see the switch, and Mond with But the jumper is good, and a timeout called by Tammy Rees. The Colonials lead by 7, their largest lead of the game so far.
Mon playing just with such confidence. I mean, it's not, there's something you just can't explain about it. It's just when you're playing at that level, it's something you don't even think about. Colonials up 48-41.
The Colonials offense was shot out like a cannon to start the second half. They were able to get all their players going early on. Essence Brown, the long mid-range jumper is good. And then from deep, Tori Hyduk able to hit a straightaway 3 off of a screen. A 9-3 run to start the third quarter, and the Colonials have hit 8 of their last 9 shots going back to the second.
GW putting a little bit of pressure there.
Jones travels. Not been a good day for number 14, Aaron Jones. There's the big 3 for Rhode Island. Davita Dale has had a huge contest already. Hasn't taken a breather. You've seen Jorgensen get involved in a variety of different ways, not exactly the offensive output that you hope. But Jones has had some troubles, and there's Amon. Spin move in the paint to get by Jorgensen and the finish.
I touched on this before we went to break. When you're playing like she's playing, like she just looks so level-headed, and this is a big pressure game too. You need this one, and for her to just play like that, one step, turn around, we're good.
Here we go, another look at that one by Mond. Brings Jorgensen out in the high post. That's when Mond knows she has her beat. When she's able to bring out 32, she knows that it's her speed and agility that can get past the bigger Jorgensen. Travel on the other end gives it back to the Colonials. Almost turned it over on a miscommunication. Hyduk steps back, that's a long 2. Rams trying to get things running and gunning. Jones still can't get one to go. She's now 2 for 7 in the game.
And that was a sea of white underneath.
50-41. Colonials up by 9, largest lead of the game. A great start here in this third quarter. 10 remaining on the shot clock. Hyduk's dribble. She tosses one up, and that one unable to go. Long rebound and a fresh 20 for GW. Hyduk against Dale. Blevin double team down to Mond. Mond against Oberg. Turn around left-handed. Shot is good. Mond, 14 points. Rams offense has gone quiet. Only 3 points in this second half. Jones needs to hit one. That one way off. It is all GW. Taiwo gets the roll.
That's been a story for them today. Getting the bounce. Zambrata with that roll, and Tori Hyduk I think had one that went in, or excuse me, Overcash had that roll on her 3, and now this. I mean, when you're getting them to fall like that, that's a good place to be.
Colonials are great playing at home. One team that isn't great playing in the Charles E. Smith Center is Rhode Island. They have yet to win in this building, and they have not gotten the iron to go their way. Finally, the scoring drought is lifted by Jorgensen. Essence Brown right into the hands of Jorgensen. Hyduk trying to fight to get one back. And there on the reach in, Blevin able to get contact against Dale, so foul will be called as we will head to a break. But Alexandra Mon, 14 points today. She is unstoppable, and the Colonials are up by 11.
Patriots set to check in on the next stoppage. That's Naja Ashman.
There's some players warming up in the Minute women's side as well.
Yep, as we've hit the midway point of this first half. Still 0-0, ball ahead shot, and that one wide left. Melissa Kostler almost put the Minute women on top. She had 2 Patriot defenders flanked on her, and she was almost able to turn that one around and get the right angle on Simmers to get it through.
I think the shot even hit the post a little bit. I think it grazed it. And as he said, that's probably the closest thing we've seen to a goal so far.
Ball put in by Hip. Patriots are there. Scalfani settles it, puts it in. Not much there. And now a lot of open space for the Patriots, but there's 5 Minute women in their way. It's a 4-on-5. They're behind. That's Bradshaw over in the corner. Bradshaw, low pass, was looking for Reese, well behind her and through a lot of Minute women traffic. Adigo and Bradshaw flip sides, as you typically see between most clubs. And now a lot of open space ahead for Jenny Hip. Eilfsdottir is there. Offside Minute women is Kostler. Hip still keeps it herself. Pert is back. She fires a shot, a one-hopper right into the gut of Morgan Simmers.
I think she wanted that a little bit more to the left. Easy play for Simmers, or a seemingly easy play. And that should be her first save of the game.
Jenny Hip. This is her 4th start of the season. She's now started 3 straight games for UMass, as she really hadn't been involved too much early in the year. I mentioned her outstanding year in 2018, making the first team, as well as the midfield honor in the Atlantic 10. Med offsides, 3rd one of the day, called against the team in maroon and white. UMass picked 5th in the Atlantic 10 preseason poll. George Mason picked 3rd. Both these teams with high aspirations, looking to continue their runs from a season ago. They're both the 4 and 5 seeds. George Mason, despite being 8-2 in conference play, got the number 4 seed. That just shows how top-heavy the Atlantic 10 was a year ago. And this season, with Mason losing their first conference game, UMass losing their first conference game, VCU also lost their first conference game. They were projected to finish 2nd. St. Joe's lost their first conference game to Davidson. Well, a big mess, and a lot of teams that we thought were contenders heading into the year down near the bottom of the standings. Again, it's still very early on, but they'll have to play from behind, and odds are when you have that many top teams struggling, there's probably going to be one team left out.
Yeah, and really, as we talked about, there's still a lot of things that all these teams in the A10, not just the top-heavy teams, but also the teams that are looking for playoff contention, as there's a foul there, as UMass seems to be in that tier, being picked to finish 5th.
Foul called against George Mason's Emily Bradshaw. On the ground is Ava Juvenel.
Yeah, it looks like Bradshaw tripped her up on her way trying to get to the ball.
Juvenel back up on her feet, will not need assistance.
Looks like some subs are ready for the Minute women as well.
Yeah, they have a lot of them set to come in right now. 3, and it looks like a 4th has just hopped up and is about to join them. She will. So a plethora of subs in the near future. But right now for UMass, a chance in the offensive end. Mara played out by Carrie Yoon, as Kelly Mara had a chance, and now here comes the subs. We'll try and help you when we can, but we're now trying to play catch up.
Like
one that I will say, Lauren Bonavita is one that's checking in. It's Nisa Pereira, also on your screen, that has come into the game, that will play on the back line. But Bonavita, number 9, will be playing with her 5th goal on the year, or excuse me, 5 goals on the year, to try and spark the Minute women offense that has gotten really close so far, but yet to put one past Morgan Simmers.
Substitution entering number 4, Naja Ashman.
For two
Replacing
Barry
number 19,
with the throw.
Olivia
She was
Reese.
one of the subs, the junior midfielder from Bayshore, New York. But now you got to keep an eye on number 9, Bonavita, replacing Rebecca Frisk. Naja Ashman also checked in. And now that we have a moment, let's just go ahead and provide those substitute updates for you. Ashman is in for Olivia Reese. Pereira is in. Technically, she replaced Rebecca Frisk, but it was just a mass of players. They don't think they were accurately represented on the field. Sini Laksonen is in for Fatuberry, or excuse me, Fatuberry is in for Sina Laksonen. Serena Ahmed is out, Bonavita is in, Kelly Mara is out, and Lindsay Wolf is in for UMass. And those are the subs that we just had at the 27:30 mark in the game. Ball played in by Bradshaw.
No one there for the Patriots to even have an opportunity to put that one in the back of the net.
Everyone holding back on the line. Good play there made by Kalani Pert. Once again, another outstanding defensive play to stop a run. Offsides. Jessica
Offsides,
Adigo is trying to make a quick run for the Patriots. Right now it only looks like that there are two forwards up front, as Naja Ashman playing back in a center mid position.
So 3-5-2 for the Patriots.
I think they're just trying to slow down UMass and make it a halftime.
Really not having your top goal scorer, we've talked about this, Tyler, really changes the complexion of things for the Patriots.
UMass moving on in. Barry back to Frazier. Frazier puts it in. Kayla Hamrick playing way back for Mason. She'll step in. We do have a whistle. So a couple passes ago, and that one's against George Mason, and UMass now will have a free kick. The center of the field, about 10 yards outside the box.
Haven't heard the whistle a lot from the officials. That's only the second whistle we've heard for a foul call. There have been 4 offsides so far.
Here's Melissa Kostler. There's 2 more subs about to come in for UMass. They're going to replace their entire lineup before the half is said and done. Kostler.
Ooh.
On net, way too high. That was a prime chance for the freshman from Germany. Unable to connect.
I think
very active sideline here for Rhino Slam. Some quick movement here from the Yonkers brothers and the handlers for Mooncatchers. Good little find across the field. Matthew Muller, who has a pair of goals from earlier in this contest. As there is a call down the field, believe it is a pick.
Slightly different style of offense from Moon here. They are being a little bit more certain. Maybe they were listening.
I really straight like pick. I didn't know that pick out. So.
Right. So what's our count? 0. Okay, stalling 1.
Again, we see Christopher Strubb's defense trying to take away Ben Yonkers. Really impressive.
And the other matchup, Raf Yonkers against Mika Glass. In that matchup here in the late goings. There's a man in the back. He thought about it. Man, Mooncatchers just grinding out this point. Some really good downfield defense here by Rhino Slam. Some smart marking as well. Ooh. Good grab to save possession for Raf Yonkers. Finally a downfield pass put down by Muller. Right here on the doorstep, snagging it. Yonkers, one more. The goal to John Beckmans.
Yeah, Beckman's finishing that one up, but that was a completely different style of offense we've seen from Moon. They just steadied the ship. They were going to take an absolutely assured way into the end zone, and they did so. They just showed that they can play a different type of ultimate when they need to, and 13-10 is the score.
They listened to you, Tom. They listened. I'm sorry. I apologize for my earlier comments.
This isn't my first rodeo, Tyler. Oh, what a treat to be able to bring you this action from the World Ultimate Club Championships. Oh, Bakeman's on your screen. I think he might have, Benoit Spappens might have been given that assist or that goal.
But right now they are 2 points away from, I think, especially the American followers of the Club Ultimate scene, I think would be very surprised if they looked at the results and saw that both Mooncatchers were able to win both games in a pretty strong manner against this Rhino Slam team and Furious George. They are for real. And Tom, how far do you think this team can contend in this tournament? Because they beat the 5th overall seed, as we have a turnover here by Rhino. And a nicely called timeout to be able to continue my thought of how far do you think this Mooncatchers team can go?
I think the interesting thing with the Mooncatchers is it's entirely in their control. I think they have the ability, when they play their A game can beat pretty much any team here, and they've proved that. But can they play at that level consistently throughout the tournament? So there's the pool. Rhino Slam and Mooncatchers going 2-0. Furious George with that one defeat to Mooncatchers. Makawa at the bottom of the pool with 3 defeats, and Shaq yet to play today. They just have the 2 defeats. But yeah, my take is if Mooncatchers are playing their A game with this roster, then they are going to be a force to be reckoned with throughout this tournament. I could see them making semis or even more.
Well, they are definitely helping their cause if they're able to finish out this game, take firm control of the pool with some more favorable contest here to go, as they will play Chakak to close out pool play for them in Pool E.
Yeah, Chuck, the French side, the French team that isn't from Noisy-le-Sec.
We are out of the timeout. Gail Anselin with the disc in hand. A vertical stack look here from Mooncatchers, as we're seeing a nice bracket. Hayes at the front of the stack covering the initial move. Instead, they come from the second cutter to get them started. Oh, a nifty little throw over the shoulder. Gail Anselin able to hit his man. Dan DeMarie able to get another goal, and now Mooncatchers are 1 point away from taking this critical pool play game.
Not what you expected, was it? Everything that they do is slightly unconventional, and using the break side, finding Dan DeMarie. I love watching Arvid Zalowskis throw a short flick from almost no pullback. It just places the disc on the air, and it's glorious to watch. Our executive producer Tim Rockwood is very proudly showing me a photograph of him with Ben and Ref Yonkers that he took in the beer tent yesterday. And they are celebrities in their own right, the young Belgians here playing for the Mooncatchers and really lighting up this division.
I think Tim was trying to stand on his tiptoes there to try and get to the same level as those two guys.
Yeah, 5'8", both of them. I don't know if that shows up on the screen quite how massive they are. They've shown some verticality as well, really rising up and taking discs that Rhino Slam had were nowhere near. Hadn't even left the ground, and the disc was already down. It's a different game they're playing out here. 14-10.
So now we're seeing some of the players deeper down the roster here from Mooncatchers, able to get some legs, save some legs to their top players that have really extolled some energy, not only in this game, but in the Furious George game as well. And what it would mean for them and their momentum if they're able to break this O-line once again. Hayes this time doing the dishing and gets it ahead to David Sealand, who makes an acrobatic grab, and Rhino is able to get one more hold.
Great to see the All-American matchup of Bansfield and Hayes. Nothing that you can do to contain Hayes there. Coming underneath this time, but the flick to the space. A great rundown over the head. Good body awareness from Dan Damari, avoiding any contact there as a defender.
Hayes doing it all for this team. He played his A game in this contest, that's for sure. 5 goals and assist. He's going to be a problem for some other teams as the tournament progresses, going up against this Portland Rhino team that hasn't necessarily been on the world stage as much as some of the other American teams through the years.
Let's have a look at some of the highlights of Rafi Hayes from the game so far. Going deep at will, no defense able to stay with him.
And he's been helped with some beautiful throws as well. That one right there in particular by Owen Murphy. He just has such good field awareness. Pair that with his athleticism, and he's a very tough cover. As Mooncatchers playing here for the game. As that one's knocked away. So pausing the party momentarily, then Bowie. We have a bright orange piece of laundry out on the field as Rhinos looking for a break that have been few and far between in this game. Sweeney over the top. Daniel Lee as Rhino extends this game by at least one more point.
Well, the Rhino had closed their own textbook, found Mooncatcher's textbook, and gone straightly to page 13, hammers to the break side, and that's pretty awesome stuff from them.
Yeah, the lefty hammer there by Sweeney. He had his target. As if Rhino's gonna do it.
Well, nothing for them to lose at this point. They're playing through their entire line. Players that maybe not have seen so much of the field so far. Fresh legs, point to prove. We're chatting with Angela, the coach, earlier, and she made the point that yesterday the D2 line, got more breaks than the D1 line. For exactly that reason, they're the ones that are the up-and-coming players with a point to prove, and they were firing, hungry for it. Mooncatchers have not won this game yet. We've seen teams come back from a 12-14 position before. Mooncatchers' offense has looked pretty clinical, but they cannot start the celebrations just yet.
Yeah, we're seeing now if Rhino's going to do it, it's going to have to be through their D-line. No more O points for them. So, of course, Rafi Hayes has come on, as well as Owen Murphy, to try and close this gap a little bit more.
If they win this game, it would just kind of remove a little bit of the importance on that matchup with Furious tomorrow. And I think that's a lot to play for here. They just get these 3 points in. I say just get these 3 points in. Then that would make a massive difference in the pool. Dan Damari just fluttering that disc. Pick's been called.
No contest there from Ralph Yonkers. Didn't even look back at his defender. Knew it was against him and just threw it back. wasting no time. Just wanted to play. Less conversing. Nice little cut from the front by Victor Uchinski. And here we go for the game. Yonkers looking deep. And the one-handed grab. Ardvis Orlovskis scoring for Mooncatchers as they do it again. An upset Rhino Slam here in Pool E. Out of Sparks, Maryland will take a break. A lot of talk going on, but now Ohio State up a woman. A chance to cut this to 3. Here's Sophie Baez, the senior, all by herself. The right side behind the cage as they get swung out. And we have a whistle. It will be a free position chance.
If you're Coach Bacher, this is all you can ask for, right? You're seeing your team right now still hang in tough, wanting to play aggressive, not being fearful at all of playing aggressive, and it might bode well for them offensively.
Riley Ewing pulls that one back and passes it out. The senior that has not scored on the season makes a smart decision there. Get it to your goal scorers. Now's not the time to be the hero. Pass inside. It's Johnson trying to go to work. A trio of Terps. She maintains it and she gets the whistle. No, it is a whistle against Ohio State. Back it goes for Maryland.
And how about Grace Griffin and company just collapsing on Johnson right on cue and just wreaking havoc. It's really impressive to see the way the Terrapins commit to their defense and roll with it. And obviously they've been better for it. If I'm Chloe Johnson there, I might have wanted to take that shot right when the lane came up because you just don't know how often and how long that window will be there.
I think she saw her chance dwindle.
Yeah.
And then there, all she saw was red. She's like, I'm just going to stand here and hope I get fouled. Didn't get that. And now Maryland, they're just going to let this clock go down, wait to get that back even and get Libby May back on the field.
Tyler, we saw it on Thursday too, right? The ability to milk the clock from a clean, how should I describe it? The way they just make select passes, smart passes, decision-making is always at the first of mind, and you're getting to a point now where you keep getting these offensive possessions and winning, and now we're even on the field as May comes back in after serving that flag.
With 14 seconds on the clock left in this possession. And there was Lubecker that came crashing in, and she will get a lane violation.
And Tyler, that's brutal too, right? You spend the majority of that shot clock milking it, and with 8 seconds left, a call comes in.
Lubecker misses altogether. 2 Terps behind the cage. Oh, a great steal by Rizzo. Good calls, turnover just to swipe that one out of the air.
And the vision from Jillian Rizzo. She didn't know where it was coming from behind the cage. She knew the clock was on her side with those last couple seconds ticking on the shot clock. But that hand-eye coordination is something that we often talk about when it comes to netminders in lacrosse. And Jillian Rizzo's right at the top in college women's lacrosse for that. And that was a big reason as to why she was recruited to Columbus.
The Ohio State bench giving Rizzo her props as well, taking these first 30 seconds to keep her morale up. She's been killing it.
Here's this Maryland defense again, really committing to the physicality.
That was Beek who's in. Off to level, or excuse me, that's Hernandez. A couple of spin moves. The flag is raised. A chance here for Hernandez.
That was awfully crafty by Liza there. Some pretty good stick handling, some good lateral quickness. And now she'll be rewarded with an opportunity to cut into this deficit.
Team's leading scorer. Big save, Sterling, even on the rebound. Able to get right there. We have seen some phenomenal goaltender play this afternoon.
Can't say enough on both ends. Like you said, we've talked a lot about Jillian Rizzo just because it's been over near her more often, right? The majority of the game has been dominated by Maryland in terms of times of possession, but at the same time, Emily Sterling, as you mentioned earlier on, deserves her due as well, and she's been impressive for Coach Reese.
Yeah, for all the work that Rizzo has done, Sterling has matched it just to make sure that her team stays level and above the Buckeyes.
Watch, if they get a high percentage shot, they'll take it. But again, in no rush is Coach Reese's team whatsoever right now. Under 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Time is their friend. 8 minutes left in this one. A 4-goal comfortable lead, a cushion, if you will. There's no rush, and you're seeing that. So good at this weave.
Point blank just drops it over the head. Grace Griffin, the senior, trying to thwart the Ohio State momentum that they were trying to build. She just squeezed right through a pair of defenders, just dropped it right over the top of Rizzo.
Yeah, and that's tricky too if you're Ohio State there, because you played great defense and there wasn't all that much love on the shot clock, and that's tough. Tough sledding right now, but Maryland so good, so masterful at having a late lead and just, again, taking that stranglehold to their advantage.
Yeah, through the years, Maryland has shown they've been able to win in a variety of ways, and you're already seeing it now. I mean, this is a defensive slugfest that, if you look at the scoreboard, they've been in control the entire time and haven't given any chance to Ohio State. Anytime they get close, they've been able to answer, bend but not break, if you will. Just shows the pedigree of this team and Kathy Reese. Right now the clock is against the Buckeyes' side. Down by 5, 7:40 left to go in the game. And then a draw control to the way of the team in red.
And all Coach Bacher can do is watch what she's seen in these last 48 hours, right? First on Thursday, Lizzie Colson just continues to put her team and put her Terps in a position for success offensively. And now the Buckeyes are in a tough situation because Maryland is in no rush at all. And again, we talked about it last sequence, the masterful nature of the Terps and their ability to milk time when having that cushion. They sense this one is all but over.
Hench trying to make a move. Something happened. I believe it was away from the play.
And Tyler, it certainly helps when you've had a lot of reps in late games with big leads, right? You know how to handle yourselves in these types of situations, and now Maryland has another chance to build on this lead.
Lubecker once again does what she does best, and that is score goals for the Terps. 5th of the day. And when you have a goal scorer like Lubecker that can just take over in second halves like we saw last time, and now she's starting to get some momentum here in the last of their 2 games, it's a backbreaker.
Quite a run she's on, 12 in the last 2 games alone, and awfully impressive. And she's, like we said, we can only say so much about this player, this young player. She's just getting started in College Park, and hopefully next year for her junior season, things will be back to somewhat of a normalcy in the world, and they'll have a normal schedule, right, with out-of-conference opponents and more than just, a small percentage of games in what has become a normal season in lacrosse. And boy, you wonder when that opportunity presented what she'll do with it then. But with the opportunities that she's been given. And
George Mason falling behind here in the fourth set. UC Irvine on top, 13-6. And now starting to get their biggest lead of the match. Joel Schneidmiller setting the ball up right into the net.
That ended a 3-0 scoring run. The Anteaters were just on. So out of the timeout, George Mason see if they can try to chip away here in this fourth set.
Every point now becoming a little bit more important for the Patriots. So that one goes out of bounds off of Wagner. It's now at the point as you're down by 7. Each time you get a serve, you want to be able to get at least 1 or 2 more points under your belt to try and climb back in this one. You can't let Irvine win any of their points. The freshman, Johnny Bowles, is in. That one's blocked out of bounds by Austin Wilmot. Bowles is back out of the match. Back in the rotation, David Parker. And Hayden Wagner cleans up that loose ball. Oh. No, they're awarding the point to UC Irvine. Patriots are looking for an explanation. I think they're saying Wagner went over the net. He played the ball on the UC Irvine side of the court.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, because it looked like Hayden Wagner was well on the side of the Patriots.
And Hayden Wagner was making a kicking motion to the down ref. And the down ref reached to his pocket, and here we have a yellow card here given to Luis Velez. Luis Velez went to say something to the up ref, and he probably said one of those words that you're not supposed to, as the yellow card is given to him. Patriots down by 7. Velez now with a yellow. And that will be a service ace. Six service aces in the match for UC Irvine. They've doubled up the Patriots. That one's missed by the senior, Carl Affelbach. 6'8" opposite. Former member of the 2013 boys national team. Wagner with an emphatic serve, but UC Irvine got behind it. And Velez unable to get a good pass set up. (17-9) UC Irvine on top. They're 8 points away. Kyle Barnes finally gets a clean attack. And he'll use that as a chance to go back and serve. Again, now you gotta at least win one while you're serving. You gotta win one of your points. Average serve there by Barnes, and Austin Wilmot will not give George Mason that second point. Once again, end of the set, we have a 7 substitution for the Anteaters. Brian Garcia, the 6'5" freshman, replacing Dante Chakravorty. He has 37 kills in this, oh, excuse me, I keep doing that. 37 assists in this match is Chakravorty. His day may be done through 4 sets of action. Velez to Wagner, just trying to scrap any points that he can. Garcia sets it up for Schneidmiller, sent back to the Irvine side. Schneidmiller again gets it over the wall. Kinnan, and that one put down. Joel Schneidmiller to put Irvine 5 points away from taking this match.
And this might be the strongest set we've seen UC Irvine play. They've been very poised and they have not made many mistakes, and they're making George Mason pay for every single one they have.
Kinnan, Velez to Payne, as they'll get their 11th point. Gonna need something to spark a rally if you're George Mason. Luis Velez provided a spark for the Patriots there in the third set coming in. Got them that one. Will anything provide the spark here in the fourth? And Langston Payne, it seems like he's had more go into the net from the service position than go over it so far in this match. Irvine now 4 points away. Ooh, risky call there by Greenslade. He let it go and it pays off. And Chakravorty will now come back in. Garcia goes out. Garcia did not record an assist in his short stint. Velez barely got that one over, almost got a service ace out of it, and the Patriots will deflect it out of bounds.
And what a play. Chakravorty really made that, extending one arm, and Schneidmiller icing on the cake.
Still able to get an effective pass off even while down on the hardwood. Schneidmiller, 14 kills in tonight's match. Got a strong serve there. Wagner well away from the net. Misses on that one and will now give Irvine an 11-point lead here in the fourth. Wagner, fantastic night here for him. But it looks like the Patriots are going to come up short. Net violation called against the Anteaters. They'll give the Patriots at least one back. I don't think that one got over. It did not. 4 hits for Irvine, gives George Mason one more. Oh, just kind of a formality at this point, just to make the score a little bit more respectable, unless George Mason has a magical rally in them. Greenslade, Parker with the reception. That one tapped over. Velez got underneath it. Barnes just trying to catch UC Irvine off guard. They did not. Wagner immediately hits it back. They go over to Affelbach. Velez with the dig. Kinnan set up to Hayden Wagner, and another point for George Mason.
Velez, the MVP of that sequence there. 2 crucial digs to set up Hayden Wagner. And Wagner closing in on that career high mark in kills.
Yep, that is 25, what you did last year against NJIT. 8-point deficit for the Patriots. They're on a 3-0 run. And no more magic left in the glove for Luis Velez, as Aaron Kuby now gives the team 2 handfuls worth of match points. Barnes gets that one to land in after 2 poor passes by his team. Barnes playing in his best set of the match, maybe a little too late. And Justin Coleman will come in to serve for Jack Reese. Justin Coleman a little bit more oomph behind the serve. As the Patriots are now 8 points behind. And Affelbach ends the match
And UC Irvine comes in to Fairfax, Virginia, and gets 2 victories over EIVA opponents. They swept Princeton yesterday. It took 4 today, but they win 3-1 over the George Mason Patriots. Got a big win yesterday over the Patriots, their first road win of the season. So you gotta believe that that will get them heading in the right direction, as that is a big monkey off of their back, as the first pitch is in at 2:02 p.m. here in Fairfax. That one ripped hard down left and well into foul territory, as Kales looking to get aboard. Only his 6th appearance of the season, has 19 at-bats. Batting .333 is the senior. Today he is playing out into left field. Left-handed Shields. At the belt, the stretch. Off the plate and low to make it 2-1. This one popped out to center. Tracing back, getting a couple feet from the warning track is Alex Knopp. And we have the first out away here in Fairfax. Again, first pitch today was at 2:02. We're coming in at 75 degrees Fahrenheit with a little bit of a hazy horizon here. Wind coming in at 9 miles per hour. Will be coming in from left field, but it is occasional. Right now, it is currently dead as we look out in the flag and right. Kean Saylor is up the DH. Freshman's had a strong first season in college with a .345 average. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Second one right down Main Street, called strike number 2 against Saylor. Been the DH for the past several games for the Rams. Batted second in the order yesterday as well. Third pitch is in there, again a called strike right down the middle. Count is now 1-2, favoring Ben Shields. Burner pitch, well off the plate, breaking ball action. As Dykstra had to reach over and play it. Yesterday, Fordham got on top early, scoring 2 runs in the first. As a check swing gets off the end of the bat. Over to short, long throw, a tag will have to be made, and it is not. Carson Prock for South Trimble to come off the bag on that throw. As now the Rams have a runner aboard. It will be a throwing error against Carson Prott. It would have been close at the bag. But now a base runner here for the Rams. Able to reach on the 2-2 count on the excuse me swing. As now Fordham looks to be in business, but Simo pops it up, doesn't make it out of the infield. Calling everyone off is Brett Stallings, and out number 2 here in inning number 1. At 4 for those recording in your stat book here at home. Will Finley now up. Playing at first this afternoon, wearing number 36 on the field. Batted 5th yesterday. Today gets called up into the cleanup spot, trying to get something going for the Rams in the first. As the sophomore chases a ball out of the zone for strike number 1. Finley making his 22nd start and 28th appearance on the season. Been a regular in this lineup. As they go over and check the runner at first. Saylor. 2 stolen bases for him this year in 4 attempts. Expect to see a lit up base path today between both these 2 teams. Runner goes, Dykstra clutches it. Oh, and that one gets away from the second baseman and out towards center. Trying to get to third is Saylor, and he is in there on the slide. A mistake there as a 1 hop into Stallings. He couldn't control it. And here's the replay. Throw from Dykstra. 1 hop. Stallings couldn't read it, and good heads up play by Saylor to be able to get all the way over to third. And just like that, Fordham has a runner in scoring position for Findlay. 1-1 count. Rams trying to duplicate their success in the opening frame that we saw yesterday. The delivery up high. Ball number 2. Watch that ball and called strike, dropping in the zone on the outer edge, but now it is 2-2. Defensive play for Mason. Cameron Smith in left, Alex Knapp in center, Brett Ahalt is in right. Danny Hosley is at third, Carson Prontis at short, Brett Stallings at second, Sal Trimble at first, and Connor Dykstra is behind the plate for Ben Shields. 2's across the scoreboard. Watches it. Oh, no, and now it will be ball number 3, full count. Same position as the last pitch. Patriot dugout thought they had a called strike 3 to end the inning. Payoff pitch here coming for Shields. That one off the end of the bat. 2-hopper over to second. Stallings makes the play, and the inning is over. So despite Kean Saylor getting all the way over to third off of a stolen base, Fordham unable to punch one home. We'll head to the bottom of the first to introduce you to the Patriots when we come back here on ESPN+. Some kids might be playing some hooky from school today, being able to catch some baseball here at Tucker Field. A good day if you were to do so. One of the few days in 2021 that the DC region has had temperatures north of 70 degrees. Logan Lex to lead off. On deck will be Ryan Herskowitz and John Bruno in the hole as Lex gets hit and will take the bag. Second hit batter today for the Colonials. They're now up to 26 hit batters on the season. Foul tip off the bat of Herskowitz. First time Lex has been able to get on board today. Grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the second. Flew out. Gets hit by the first pitch. His first at-bat against Owen Hamilton. Hamilton faced 4 batters in the 6th inning. Allowed that leadoff single to Mike Ledowig. But Ledowig got all the way over to third with 1 out, and the Colonials were able to get him the final 90 feet for the second run. A look over at Lex. Lex, 1 stolen base attempt this year, was unsuccessful. Trying to lie down the bunt is Herskowitz, and that one's off the finger. We've all been there before. Now we're seeing what the umpire And now the umpire will come and talk to the rest of his crew. I think they're going to see if they're going to give him a free bag or not. Herskowitz looked to lay down a bunt. He didn't come across, but maybe he stepped into the throw. The discussion here from Zawiski. So they're saying he pulled the bat back. And I believe, yep, they're keeping it 2 strikes on the board. Not sure where the final ruling is there. Maybe a foul tip. Nevertheless, it's 0-2 here to Herskowitz. Trying to lay down the bunt, but that one's high and off the plate. And a stolen base there for Lex. Second time the Colonials have been able to take one without a throw. Both have been against Owen Hamilton. He does have a little bit of a longer windup. Of course, with a little bit of a sidearm type motion in his throw. Typically easier for runners to read. So once again, for the second straight inning, the lead runner is at second base, and there are no outs on the board. Can the Colonials deliver? We've only had 1 hit since the 3rd inning. Very soft grounder. Hamilton will take it. And once again, a runner advances to 3rd, and Lex. Runner at 3rd with 1 out.
Pitch hitting for the Colonials, number 15, Noah Levine.
And a pinch hitter here for the Colonials. This will be Noah Levine, replacing John Bruno as the DH. Levine, an uncharacteristic slow start this season. Hits 132 coming into this at-bat. Bunt attempt high in the air, never what you want to see, but safely out of play. 38 at-bats this season for Levine, only 5 hits. However, he does lead the team and runs batted in with 10. So now Levine pulls the bat back with the 0-1 count. Headed out to the left. Get the out. They'll bring the run home. And there won't be a play. George Washington leads 2-0. Sacrifice fly there for Levine. 11 ribbies on the year for him. And Logan Lex has come across to score for just the 5th time this season. An insurance run for the Colonials, padding that lead. And the first time they've been able to get on the board since the 3rd. Go to Cade Fergus for the 4th time today. 1-3 on the afternoon. Scored the first run after a double back in the 3rd. That one down low. Evens the count at 1-1. Fergus, another player for the Colonials that is not hitting for his standards. 182 average. That one down the 3rd base line. Second hit of the day for Fergus. He's trying to turn it into a double, and he does. Another double for Cade Fergus. And the Michael Jackson celebration at second base
Number 10,
to keep the inning going for George Washington. This is Steve DiTomaso coming in. Last season named to the Atlantic 10 All-Second Team, All-Rookie Team. After an outstanding season over in Short, he is responsible for bringing home Ferguson the first. 1 for 3 this afternoon. .323 was his mark coming in today. As of now, that would improve slightly. Owen Hamilton with the 1-1 delivery, fouled off. Again, Owen Hamilton, a senior. Last season, 12 appearances with 9 starts in his first season. Went 1 for 4 with 46 innings pitched. But in those 46 innings, had 27 strikeouts. Got the win in the season opening game with 5 innings pitched as DiTomaso chases a low fastball. What a pitch there for Hamilton. But the Colonials get another one aboard. They now take the 2-0 lead into the 8th inning.
Rowan, congrats on the win. I know it's been a long time coming. 4 years, you've had a lot of good DC teams over the past 4 seasons. 5 years, if we're talking actual time. How does it feel to be able to get this first round playoff win?
Yeah, I think we were talking before the game about that, and it was not something that registered until you think about it. Each team and each year is a little bit different, and this team had what it takes to move on. So, you know, we've learned over those losses and also over the course of the season, and we put together the right kind of game.
Offensively, in the first quarter, you guys were turning the disc over quite a bit. And Philadelphia, they were holding strong. They weren't getting broken. Was there a point where you were feeling that intensity of the playoff game and Philadelphia is up for the match?
Yeah, totally. I mean, a lot of end zone miscues. Personally, I thought Paul Owens was doing a great job. I was struggling early, and it felt like they were winning the game, even though we were up 7-6 at the first, just because, yeah, we had 3 or 4 turns, and we didn't generate a single one. But it's only a matter of time before our defense gets going. They got going, and we got the W.
Speaking of that defense, this was one of the best games from the D-line the entire season. Daryl, he told me he gave him an F in that first quarter. What's your grade now on the team now?
A+. A win is everything you need, and they did it. I think they got maybe 3-4 critical ones second, third quarter, and that allowed our O to have some space and some more confidence going into the fourth. So hats off to the D-line for sure.
In DC Ultimate, it's very rare that we see David Cranston on an O-line. Daryl pulled him over in the fourth quarter. Should we see more David Cranston on the DC O-line?
I mean, David Cranston's honestly possibly the best offensive player in the city. Just his communication and his kind of defensive pop just keeps him over there. So I think you would expect to see him wherever the coach needs him. He's super chill, and he'll do whatever it takes to win.
Thanks, Rowan. Congratulations. I'll let you go celebrate.
Shout out Roxbury.
Guys,